It's an incomplete picture, Mr. Speaker, to talk about maximum sentences without talking about the minimum sentences. And we have to look at the complete picture in this legislative body. That's exactly what this bill does. Did you know that in Michigan classifies dealing a controlled substance that results in the death of an individual as a felony punishable by life imprisonment? Michigan's not alone. Florida, Louisiana, New Hampshire also have life imprisonment, ending someone's life by dealing a controlled substance. Ending someone's life is a serious business. The peddling of dangerous drugs is no longer a harmless black market endeavor. The consequences today are too large. The loss of over 1,000 loved ones every year in Wisconsin is too high a price for us to pay. And the numbers continue to rise, with over 1,700 loved ones who died in 2021, according to the Department of Health Services. Unfortunately, the statistics show a disparity. The highest rates of overdose deaths are in the American Indian population and the African American population. The idea that this kind of reckless homicide, death through drug overdose, can be reduced to a simple fine as a minimum sentence is both disrespectful to the families of the victims and woefully insufficient to compensate all of us for the societal loss. Yet, in Wisconsin at present, it is only a Class C felony. A Class C felony has no mandatory jail time. Every other first-degree reckless homicide is a Class B felony, which brings a mandatory jail sentence. But if you kill someone by giving them drugs, apparently their life matters less. That's what our current statute says. That lost life, the one caused by lethal drug, is only worth a fine, not worth jail time for the offender, which would keep the drug dealer off the streets and maybe prevent other deaths. Mr. Speaker, are we really okay with saying that the life of someone killed by fentanyl or any other dangerous drug is worth less than the life of someone who dies by any other reckless homicide? In November of 2020, Jeremiah Thomas was found guilty of first-degree reckless homicide after his one-month-old son was found unresponsive with a fractured skull, broken legs, and broken ribs. He was found guilty of a Class B felony and sentenced to 18 years in prison with 12 years of extended supervision. In September of 2022, Abdi Ahmed was found guilty of second-degree reckless homicide after crashing into a vehicle while driving 104 miles per hour in a 35-mile-per-hour zone. 3 people died. He was sentenced to 30 years in prison with 30 years of extended supervision. Can we really talk to the parents of Logan Rockwall or Cade Reddington, both killed by fentanyl, and say, oh, sorry, your life, son, isn't worth as much as the lives of those killed by Jeremiah or Abdi? This is why, along with Senator Wangard, I authored SB 101. Death by drug overdose should cost the perpetrator the same as any other reckless homicide. It should have a minimum mandatory jail sentence. And by raising it to a Class B felony, that's exactly what will happen. We will communicate that the lives of those victims mattered. We will communicate that this crime is wrong and you will face consequences. I'm not naive to think that this one bill alone will fix the fentanyl crisis, but it will communicate that we take this seriously and that dealers will be charged and held accountable. It will get them off the streets even for a little while, and while they serve their sentences to society, and they will no longer be dealing, and maybe that will save some lives. I'm thankful to those who have signed on as co-sponsors. I'm grateful for the bipartisan support at committee and for the co-sponsorship of the gentle lady from the 77th. This bill is not Republican or Democrat. It's about recognizing the value of the lives lost and hopefully saving lives. Thank you.